Hey everyone, welcome back to TV Deep Dive. I'm your host, Amelia, and today we're breaking down the absolutely explosive season finale of CBS's hit drama, Beyond the Gates. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you don't miss our coverage when season 2 drops. And fair warning, this is a full breakdown of the finale, so major spoilers ahead. If you haven't watched yet, bookmark this video and come back after you've experienced this game-changing episode for yourself. After 22 episodes of simmering tensions, shocking revelations, and calculated power moves, everything has finally come to a head in what might be the most dramatic season finale of the year. Let's step back behind the gates of Oakwood Estates one last time this season and unpack everything that went down. Foundations crumble. The aptly titled season finale picks up directly after last week's bombshell revelation that Vernon Dupree's original land acquisition for Oakwood Estates involved the displacement of a historically black neighborhood through manipulated eminent domain proceedings. With Danny's whistleblowing evidence now public, the community that was built as a sanctuary has become a battleground of accusations, loyalty tests, and desperate attempts to control the narrative. The finale masterfully brings together all the season's storylines, from the Dupree-Hamilton business rivalry and the fracturing marriages to the younger generation's quest for authenticity and the long-buried secrets that connect all these families. What began as Anita's meticulously planned Founders' Day celebration quickly devolves into a reckoning that leaves no reputation untarnished and no relationship unchanged. In just 1 hour, Beyond the Gates delivers resolutions to some of our burning questions while raising tantalizing new ones for season 2. The writing team deserves immense credit for crafting a finale that feels both satisfying and forward-looking, tying together plot threads while setting up compelling new directions. The episode opens with what should be a triumphant moment: Anita putting final touches on the Founders' Day celebration, an annual event honoring Oakwood Estates' establishment. The visual irony is striking. Workers setting up elegant decorations while newspaper headlines about Vernon's scandal flash on various residents' screens. We get quick check-ins with all major characters as they prepare for the event, each moment laden with dramatic tension. Vernon, isolated in his study, desperately making calls to control the damage, Nicole arguing with Ted about whether they should even attend Bill Hamilton, barely concealing his satisfaction, while his daughter Chelsea seems unexpectedly troubled, Martin and Smitty debating what this means for their future in the community. Leslie Thomas carefully selecting which incriminating documents to bring with her director uses brilliant parallel editing here, showing each character's morning routine disrupted by the scandal. A visual representation of how the community's foundation is literally crumbling beneath them. Particularly effective is the recurring motif of characters looking at their reflections, questioning who they've become. The sequence culminates in a masterful shot of Danny watching the community from outside the gates, physically and symbolically separated from her family legacy. The weight of her decision is written across her face as Founders' Day preparations continue behind her. In what might be the season's most emotionally raw scene, Anita finally confronts Vernon about his decades of lies. Their argument reveals the true foundation of their marriage, a partnership built on ambition rather than transparency. When Vernon accuses Anita of always knowing the truth about the land acquisition, her stunned silence speaks volumes. In a shocking twist, we learn that Bill Hamilton was actually Vernon's silent partner in the original land deal, explaining their decades-long rivalry as an attempt to distance themselves from shared guilt. Chelsea's discovery of her father's involvement explains her conflicted reactions throughout the episode. After discovering Ted's secret meetings weren't about an affair but about financial fraud within his family's bank, Nicole makes the difficult decision to separate from him. Their scene in the garden perfectly mirrors their argument from the pilot episode, showing how completely their relationship has transformed. The revelation that Martin once lived in the neighborhood destroyed to build Oakwood Estates recontextualizes his entire character. His confrontation with Smitty about hiding this connection delivers some of the episode's most powerful dialogue about privilege and authenticity. each of these scenes masterfully pays off storylines that have been building all season while adding new layers of complexity. The writers avoid simplistic villains, instead, showing how each character's choices come from understandable, if flawed, motivations. As Anita attempts to maintain appearances with her welcome speech, she's interrupted by community members who've received anonymous text messages, later revealed to be from Leslie, containing details about the land acquisition scandal. The facade of community unity completely dissolves as accusations fly between the founding families. 1. Vernon's attempted defense speech that's derailed when Danny publicly questions him about displaced families, forcing him to finally acknowledge his wrongdoing. 2. Bill Hamilton's hypocritical condemnation of Vernon, followed by Chelsea's public revelation of her father's involvement, creating a powerful father-daughter parallel with Vernon and Danny. 3. Eva Thomas, finally standing up to her manipulative sister Leslie, revealing Leslie's long-game plan to destroy the community from within as revenge for her own family's displacement. 4. The younger generation, Danny, Chelsea, Naomi, and others, forming an unexpected alliance as they collectively challenge their parents' values. The direction of this sequence is remarkable, moving from structured formal event staging to increasingly chaotic camera work as the community order breaks down. By the scene's end, the carefully arranged decorations celebrating Oakwood's foundation are literally toppled, a perfect visual metaphor for the community's crumbling mythology. A powerful scene shows Danny, Chelsea, Naomi, and other younger community members meeting at the community center, discussing their vision for rebuilding Oakwood on more honest foundations. This alliance of former rivals represents hope for authentic change. Vernon and Bill, after decades of rivalry, find themselves reluctantly aligned in damage control. Their tense meeting in Vernon's study hints at even darker secrets they share, particularly regarding the mysterious Marcus, whose name has been mentioned throughout the season. In perhaps the season's most surprising development, Anita approaches the leaders of the Displaced Communities Preservation Society, opening a dialogue about reparations and reconciliation. This scene beautifully subverts our expectations of her character. Leslie's true motivations are finally exposed. Her grandmother's home was among those destroyed to build Oakwood. Her confrontation with Eva reveals a lifetime of calculated revenge that's finally coming to fruition. Analyze how these scenes set up Season 2 dynamics. What makes these scenes so effective is how they avoid simplistic resolutions in favor of complex new dynamics. Characters we thought were enemies find common ground, while seeming allies discover irreconcilable differences. The moral landscape has shifted entirely from the season premiere. Through parallel conversations between Vernon Bill and Anita Eva, we finally learn the truth about Marcus. He was a community organizer who fought against the Oakwood development and died under suspicious circumstances just before construction began. The implication that Vernon and Bill were involved in his death adds a potential criminal dimension to their past actions. Anita's mysterious safe from the pilot episode is finally opened, revealing documentation suggesting Vernon doesn't actually own the controlling interest in Oakwood Estates. Anita does, through a complex legal arrangement hidden even from Vernon. This revelation completely shifts the power dynamic in their marriage and the community. In a shocking twist, we learn Ted has been working with federal investigators regarding his family's bank fraud, explaining his secretive behavior throughout the season. His final scene with Nicole suggests their separation might not be permanent after all. A mysterious developer, introduced in a brief but impactful scene, approaches several distressed homeowners about buying their properties, suggesting an external threat to Oakwood's future that might force these fractured families to reunite in Season 2. These revelations are particularly satisfying because the writers have planted subtle clues throughout the season, rewarding attentive viewers while surprising us with the specific details. The direction uses visual callbacks to earlier episodes, creating a sense of narrative cohesion across the entire season. Anita packing a suitcase, leaving her wedding ring on the dresser, suggesting a separation from Vern and Danny, receiving a threatening anonymous text warning her to stop digging Leslie, meeting secretly with the mysterious developer, revealing she's been working with outside forces, an investigator examining old photos of Marcus, indicating a potential reopening of his case, Martin staring at an old family photo, then making a call to someone saying simply, "It's time to come home." The final shot mirrors the series opening, an aerial view of Oakwood Estates, but now with moving trucks and for sale signs visible in several yards. The perfect facade has been permanently fractured. This ending brilliantly balances resolution and suspense, giving us answers to season long questions while introducing compelling new mysteries. The parallel structure with the pilot episode creates a satisfying sense of the community's transformation. The show has consistently explored how wealth and status come with moral compromises. The season finale forces every character to confront what they've sacrificed for their position in this exclusive community. The generational conflict between those who built Oakwood and those who inherited it raises questions about responsibility for past sins. Danny's whistleblowing represents a rejection of blind family loyalty in favor of moral accountability. From the pilot's focus on perfect facades to the finale's complete exposure of hidden truths, the season has consistently explored the gap between public image and private reality. The Founders' Day meltdown represents the final collapse of this distinction. The question of who truly belongs in Oakwood has evolved from a status consideration to a moral one, with characters like Martin and Leslie revealing complex connections to the land itself. The performances have been consistently outstanding, with delivering an Emmy-worthy portrayal of a woman whose control gradually unravels. The writing has maintained remarkable consistency while allowing for genuine character growth and surprising developments. 1. Will Oakwood Estates survive as a community, or will the developer successfully acquire properties from disillusioned residents? 2. How will Vernon respond to the discovery that Anita has always held the true power in their relationship? 3. Will the investigation into Marcus's death lead to criminal charges for Vernon and Bill? 4. Who is Martin calling to come home? And how will this person change the community dynamics? 5. Can the younger generation actually create a more authentic version of Oakwood? Or will they replicate their parents' mistakes? The show has set up numerous compelling directions, and I'm particularly interested in Anita's evolution from community defender to potential agent of reconciliation with the displaced families. Beyond the Gates has delivered a first season that perfectly balances addictive drama with meaningful social commentary. From the pristine facades of the pilot to the crumbling foundations of the finale, we've witnessed a community forced to confront its own mythology. The performances, writing, and production values have consistently exceeded expectations, creating a show that's both entertaining and thought-provoking. The season finale masterfully resolved key storylines while setting up even more compelling conflicts for season 2. What did you think of the finale? Were you surprised by any of the revelations? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this breakdown, please hit that like button and subscribe for more content about Beyond the Gates and all your other favorite shows. Until next season, when we'll see how life beyond these gates continues to evolve. Thanks for watching.